welcome. This is Ruth, and today I have two die sets to share with you, and these actually work with some of the other die sets that I've already made videos of very recently, so you'll want to stay tuned if you've got those because these will coordinate. So thanks very much for coming along, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to think about doing that and hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss any of the next videos coming up. And if you do enjoy it at the end, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment. Anyhow, the two die sets today are the heart layering lace die set and the large layering lace box side panels. So I'm going to hold on to this one for a moment or two. That is that one at the side there, and this then is the other one. This one has 17 dies, and as you can see here, it's very, very big heart shapes, so you could use these on scrapbooks. You could make a really big card. I'm just looking here to see what the sizes are. So the largest die cut that you'll get from this one is 198 millimeters by 184 millimeters, which is 7.8 inches by 7.2. So that's very, very big. But if you haven't got an A4 die cutting machine, there's still loads and loads of dies that you can use here that would fit through your smaller die cutting machine, and you'll probably still get lots and lots of use out of those. However, the bigger ones definitely need an A4 cutting machine. So you can see on the packaging here that you can make lovely cards or you can make boxes, and then that's where all of these other bits and pieces come into play. But the instructions are inside, and it'll tell you how many pieces you need to cut for the box, how to go ahead and make it, and I'm going to show you that in video today anyway. But just look at that. This is an outside edge, so if you cut that, you'll get one huge big panel with this beautiful detailed edging. This makes a lovely big heart on its own, and then if you use those together, you'll get this shape of a heart frame with the beautiful scallop and the little detail around the edges. And likewise for the rest of these dies the whole way through that set, because only some of them have outside edges on them. Some of them are like this one, which will cut the detail right into your card, and that's really, really beautiful. Or if you have a large panel like this, you can cut that detail around the outside. The next two then are what you use to make the lid of the box and the actual box itself. And then these are lots and lots of layering panels. Now I've actually just made one up here. Oh, I actually can't show you it, I've just remembered. I'm just as well I didn't bring it in. This will work with some of the other die sets that are coming up, because I have made a kind of a pocket card and then a really lovely big tag that fits into it with this one as well. So then that translates into memory books and sorts of things like that. And also I do remember a long time ago using different heart-shaped dies, but hearts nonetheless, to make a lovely gift bag. And at that time Tonic didn't have any side panels and I had to cut my own, and I have instructions I think on my blog for that. But now we don't even need to do that, because here are the side panels, and I'll show you those in just a minute. But anyhow, on here, back to this one again, these little inside pieces say hugs XOXO, and then two beautiful little detailed pieces that fit inside there. And these will need this beautiful little scallop edge here to go around them to cut them out. And then you probably saw there when I moved that, this next piece is in two halves. So that's really, really lovely. And you can just pop that into your heart and have either, you know, a background cut in or a piece that sits on top of it. Now we'll move on to this one, because this is getting very, very interesting. This has 12 side panels, and if you remember back to the layering lace hexagon and floral dies that I videoed just recently there, actually, you'll remember that I actually made a box out of both of those with shorter side panels than these, but these actually are the same size this way, they're just taller this way, so you can actually interchange those. You'll be able to make this box shorter, and you'll be able to make the other two boxes taller. And in fact, you can use these to make boxes yourself if you want to make little rectangular ones or little square, just whatever. You can go ahead and use those for that as well. And then obviously the gorgeous little panels on there you'll be able to use to make, see there on the instructions or on the little packaging here, you can see beautiful little pieces there that are paper paste, I think. Just having a closer look. I think they're paper paste. And certainly you can use that for the front of cards as well. So these little panels then are for around the top of the lid of the box, and then these are for the side. The layering set itself will make cards on its own, but then you can use it with this to make the little boxes. This is the catch and the other part that goes along with it. So I'm going to get some lovely card out, die cut some, and I'll be right back. I'm going to start off by making an 8x8 card, and I know you could definitely make smaller cards, but I just wanted to show you how well all of these layers look together. So if you don't have an 8x8 card, I've made mine up by cutting one square of 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters white card, and this is 300 GSM Craft Perfect, and the other one is 20 by 21, and I scored it at 1 centimeter, folded it over and glued it on there, and then I've got my card blank. So now I've gone for a mixture of colours I don't normally use so much of in such big areas, but I've gone for red, gold and black, and not just any old red, gold and black. I've decided to go for really shiny stuff. So this is glossy black card here, and you can see that I've used, I'll just set it out of the road to show you this. That's the die, and it just about almost fits that. It's really, really lovely. You could actually probably make a card blank that shape, but it would be a little bit difficult to get it to stand unless you made a huge big easel card. So I thought I'd go for a square card with this. But that one is cut out in the black. Then I have used the next two dies together, which are these two, and I didn't want to waste my red, so I wanted that black as a background, but I wanted to hold on to the red. So I've used those three together actually, and I've cut myself out a beautiful decorative piece, and then that also left me with this spare piece as well. So that's those three, and that gave me this lovely frame here, and that's Firestone Red, and I don't know if you can see just how beautiful that is, but it's iridescent mirror card, and there's a real shine and a beautiful depth to that one. So that's going to go on top of there. Then after that I took these two dies. So this one cuts a pattern in, and it has no cutting edge on the outside or inside. So if I was to lay that on there, it would give me exactly the same as this one, only in gold. So this has been cut out, this one here, sorry, has been cut out with this, and it's got that beautiful little pinhole effect just there, and then this one has given that beautiful pattern on there as well. These are so shiny, I have to keep setting them over because I just don't want to have the glare. Anyway, I cut this one out in black, and this is black smooth card for a little change, and that's going to go on top of those other layers. And then I used the same die again along with this die, and that is absolutely beautiful, and back to the red layering again, and that's going to go on there. And that kind of reminds me of a kind of box of chocolates you used to get years ago. Anyway, why do I always think of chocolates? I've cut this one and these two pieces together, so I've actually, I'll just show you here, I've laid this into the die cutting machine, and these just like that, I taped them down, and that has given me that beautiful shape there. And that would actually be beautiful with just a sentiment on it, on a small card, or a butterfly on it, or backed with a solid shape of this one, and you could make a beautiful little tag with that. That would be beautiful for Christmas or birthdays or anything. It's really, really beautiful. And then I have taken this shape and this one together, and I've cut both of those. This one will cut out the solid shape, and then use it with this one, and that gives you this. It also gives you a little fallout of a heart, and I've cut this a couple of times, so I've actually got a little heart here, and I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be using it in there or not. I'll see whenever I get that far. But that's a lot of layering, so I'm going to start with my black one and layer this this red onto that, and then I'll glue that directly to the card, and then after that I'm going to pop some of it up on 3D foam pads. But I'm really, really happy to be able to use my little precision nozzle again here, because this is very fine, and the last thing I want to do is have too much glue on that and have it oozing out over the other mirror card, because mirror cards are notoriously hard to get excess glue off. It just sort of slides around a bit. So here we go. going to make the box next. So I've cut out some card, and this is 216 GSM. It's the classic card, also craft perfect, and it'll show you inside here how many pieces you need to cut, and then I'm going to show you here how we can use these two hearts to make the box here. So you'll find the two dies that I pointed out whenever I was showing you through the die set in the first place, two that are very closely close together in size like this, and if you turn them over you'll see that the cutting line is on the inside on one and the outside on the other, so they're very, very close in size. And you're going to take the bigger one and you'll cut that out twice. That's actually for the lid. And you're going to take the smaller one and you need to cut that out 4 times, and that is for the base. Obviously the lid needs to be just a little bit bigger to fit down over the top of the box. So I have now 4 of these all cut out and ready, and then you need to cut out 3 of these side panels, and you can use this. So you can actually go back to the other die set that was launched a little while ago and make the shorter sides, and you can use this. You can sort of interchange those, and that is really, really fantastic. You can make deeper boxes or shallower boxes just as you please. You can go ahead then and curve them the way I've done here. So before you fold these little tabs back, just take something rounded. Now you could actually use a bone folder, but sometimes I find that leaves a little line in it. But if you use something round like this, it doesn't have an edge on it, and that way you're more likely not to get any scores or lines in places that you don't want. So I'm just going to now turn this over, and I can see all those little marks there on the glue tabs, and I'm just going to fold those all over, and I have my 3 panels done like this. So now I'm going to take the first one of these side panels and just fold it so that it's like a gull wing, and then I think that's sort of the best way to describe that. And I'm going to put glue on these glue tabs and then fold this in round here. Just point that right into the middle, and I think I'll just do a few of them at a time until I get that right round. So I'll hold it together and then we'll add the next ones on after that. So let's see, maybe 1, maybe 4. Four on each side of the point then. And then whenever the glue's dried on those ones, I can add some more onto the last 2 on each side and turn them around. I think it would be quite difficult just to get them all, glue them all and put them all on at one time. So I think it's better to do it in 2 stages like that. You can go ahead with this one. So the glue tab is on here, and I want to make sure that that's on the inside there, and then put all these pieces the whole way right around here. And you could probably do all of this in one go because there's not such a big curve on it. So just remember to put the glue down here first and tuck that on the inside. Then we'll be able to join it all up down at the other point before we move on. When that one's glued on, then you can just fold this glue tab back at the bottom point there and attach this on here and do exactly the same thing, and then tuck the next glue tab in up at the top, and that will be the whole base of the box assembled. Turn this over and put another piece exactly the same size on the base, and that strengthens the base and covers all of those glue tabs. You'll Notice I haven't actually decorated the side panels of this yet, because I think that's easier to do whenever you've got the actual base made up. And we want to hold this in shape first of all, because that kind of splays out just a little at the top. But that's what these little tabs are for. It's got to hold this all together and keep it nice and firm in place. So to do that and make the little piece for the top, you're going to take one of the other die cuts exactly the same size as the two that we've used on the base, and then you'll take this decorative die here and the next one in, and you're actually going to place the next one in with the cutting side down. The outer one with the pattern on it is really just to give you placement. We're not going to cut that at all. It's you just set it on to sort of centralize the next one. And then when you've got that in place like that, you can go ahead and tape the inner one down and remove the outer one. When you have one of those made, then you can go ahead and repeat that process and make two. And this then is where they get attached. You're going to put one in underneath there, and then the other on top to cover the glue tabs. So I just fold these little tabs back slightly, just have them sitting upright would be the best way to do it. And then you can go ahead either by putting glue on here or on the underside of the tabs and attaching the tabs the whole way around. So I find it's just easier to put it on here. And I'll just do a little bit at a time. It doesn't actually matter if you get some glue in places where it's going to be seen at this stage, because these glue tabs are going to be all covered up in the end by the second little heart here. So you just pop that up underneath there and attach those little tabs onto that. Just take your time and hold the first two tabs in place, and once they've grabbed, you'll be able to follow the curve right round. But take it easy, don't rush that, because you just want to make sure that each little area is attached before you move on to the next. And before you know it, you'll be right down at that point. When that's all on, then you can put glue on and add this on top. Now I should have said that I really prefer to use wet glue the whole way around that and just take my time, and then here and there I can add a little peg on just to hold one piece while I'm moving on. But if you prefer, you could probably put a little bit of double-sided tape in, just in some areas of it. I'm not that fond of that, but really just because if the tape catches, you need to pull it off again if it's not in the right place, and glue just seems easier for me. But I know some people prefer double-sided tape, so just a little bit of it, because you really need the glue to hold it. It gives the box longevity, but a little tape might just help you if you're finding it difficult. Just at that curve even there, just a little bit here and there. That's the box ready, and I'm not going to decorate it yet, just until I get the lid ready. So I've got the two bigger die cuts there, and then these edges, so sort of the sides of the lid, and I'm just going to curve those around and then fold all those little glue tabs over the way I did with the box ones as well, and glue them in right in below there. So I'm going to just fold these over like this, and then I can start again. And if you prefer, don't forget at this stage when you're adding it on, you could actually just put some double-sided tape in certain areas of it, and make sure you add plenty of glue as well. So I'm folding that back there because that's easier just to pop in there. And again, I'm just going to add glue on a couple of bits here, and then maybe just 3 this time because it's slightly bigger. and hold that in and then move around. I thought it would be really beautiful to decorate the sides of this box with these panels, so I've cut out the Firestone red. I really love the way that shines. Anyway, I've used this die for the outside and this one for the centre because, as I said before, this doesn't have any outside cutting edges on it. And I've made myself 6 beautiful little panels like this. And I actually went ahead because it was quite late last night when I was carrying on with that. And I'll show you what I did, but I don't need to do it on this one. I just, again, moulded this slightly, all these, and then glued them onto the curves and whatnot right around the box there. Isn't that really beautiful? It's a lovely deep box. Anyway, I don't really need this one curved at all because this is the last one and it's going to go on here. Just remember, there is a right way and a wrong way of putting this up because these little things sort of come from the bottom up, so you want to sort of keep them all in the same orientation the whole way around. And because they're quite firm card, this will really strengthen that box up and it looks really beautiful. I'm going to decorate the lid and just put some little decorations around here. So you can see I've already gone ahead with one of them and it's the same pattern as is on here, but I just thought the gold would be really lovely and would make a lovely contrast against that. So I've used this little die again with the little pinhead, pinhole, whatever, little dotty edge on it, and this one in the centre. I've taped those down and I've cut myself 6 of those, and I can go ahead just doing the same thing here, giving those a little curve because you can see here these are going to get curved around here, and then this one even more into here and the one beside it, but then that'll decorate the lid up and make it really strong as well. Isn't that a really lovely contrast to that? Now, if you don't want that scallop on that, you actually could just cut those pieces off before you glue all of that together. Just cut the bottom scallop off. But now I'm going to decorate the lid, and I'm sort of wanting this to match in with this card that I've already made. So I've got some bits and pieces already cut and I'm going to glue them on here to match this. So they're not exactly the same, but I just wanted you to see that whenever I cut this piece out, hopefully you can still see in there, I cut it as a kind of frame, so the inside was taken out of it, and I decorated that with this little panel here, and that meant that that piece was able to be used and wasn't just hidden behind in there. So I sort of made double use of that. Now I've kept this centerpiece almost the same as this with the little heart, but I've used this little die with these little 3 pieces in it to match the edging here and here. And again here I have this piece, but I have cut that out in gold this time and backed it onto black, and I'm going to add these together with 3D foam pads, this one, and put them onto the lid of the box, and then that's a beautiful box and card. That'd even be really nice for a Valentine's Day card and a lovely present or something inside. Chocolates of course would be lovely in there. Now, I actually prefer the lid just to go on as it is. It's very snug fitting, it doesn't need anything else, but because these little catches are in the die set, I thought I would show you how to use them. So it's these 2 that you'll need for it, and you'll need to cut both of them out twice and just go ahead and glue little sets together. Now you know I've already got one on, so what I'm doing here is making just the second little clasp and the little piece that goes with it. So if you glue those together like that, and then on this little set here, all you're going to glue together is the little tabs, the little, see around that little circle there? So you'll pop that together like that and just have the little circle together, and then you'll be able to open this up and you'll have a little heart with two little tabs in the middle, just like that. Now, because there's not an awful lot of glue holding that together at the minute, I'm just going to leave that there for a minute or two and go ahead with the other bit of it. So I've picked this piece here to put the tab on, just where the curve is and right at that join, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. So I'll go ahead and put glue on this area here and pop that in, and you can see on the other one I've just left this little tab just, oh, you can't actually see there, but maybe you could see here. Yes, the little opening is just coming out from between the scallops there. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing here and keep it the same length as well. So there we are. Now I need to put this little tab on, so I'm going to pop it through here, remembering that it's going to be facing downwards on the little box. It's going to be like a heart. So if you just pop it through there, right in through the center of that, you'll be able to put some glue on the back, just like that. And then pop it into place on here. Hold those little circles like that. Turn your box around, pop it down, and then this one will just come into place here, and hold that for a minute or two, but you'll see anyway that it's going to be on the middle of that join, and let that just stay in place there, and then pop this off, and there's your little heart. I thought I would love to make a card using both the side panels and the actual layering hearts. So I've taken this die and I've cut that out in black card and just trimmed off this glue tab. And then I've used the lovely die that I used for the side panel of the box, and I cut that through the two pieces of, you know, these two areas in the black card, and it gave me this lovely shape here. Now you can see that I've added a little bit of scallop along the top here. So what I did was just lay some glitter card in behind this area here and trimmed it off just below it, because I didn't want it coming down and sort of interfering with these, and then you could see it from behind there. So I did that twice, and I've glued those on in behind, and that makes a beautiful panel for across the card. Really, really lovely. And as I said before, remember that these are sort of going one way, and you'll need to remember to have them both facing the same way before you put them on your card. Now this is an A6 card again, and I'm just going to glue this on, and this is going to make the lovely background, and then I'm going to put the layering hearts on top of that. I've already got some pieces cut out, but this is going to go in landscape orientation this time. Doesn't that gold just really show that off? It really makes that black pop. And there you can see I've layered up some bits and pieces from the layering hearts again, and so pretty. And 3D foam pads on there, and I'm just going to, you can see the center line down there, so you know exactly where your point is to go. And there's a beautiful card. Now I've also gone ahead because I thought this panel was absolutely beautiful, and then I realized I haven't actually used it on my box. So it's really, really gorgeous. It's got lovely fine detail of a little flower, and I really love this pattern here as well. So I cut that with the little pinhole edge again on that rectangle, and I cut that out of some of the Firestone red, and I've just backed it onto a tiny card that's not much bigger than that. But I put some gold glitter card in behind here and took these little pieces out and paper pieced them into the flowers just for another little different look. So that way, now using the combination of all of these, I've got a very big card, I've got this 8x8 size card, then I've got an A6 landscape card, and then this tiny one as well. But you could also go ahead and make a little tag just using this shape and putting ribbon on it. There's just so much. I might need to stop there. Well, I was going to finish there. You probably heard the hesitation in my voice. But then I remembered the little bag that I'd spoken of at the beginning of the video that I made. And in fact, I'll put a link to that. I made it a long, long time ago. and I think I have a link to Pinterest where you can find that. And I thought I really have to show you how to make a different little, well, it's a bag, it's not even a box this time. So I've actually gone back to this little set here, which is the side panels from the layering lace box, and this is the shorter sides. So as I was saying, these are interchangeable, and you can make a tall box with this or the long one, whatever. Use whatever sides that you want, and that applies too to the hexagon and the little flower shape. So I've cut 2 of the short side panels this time, and as you can see, I have cut 2 of the same size of heart that I used for the base of this box here. And on these side panels I've added some glitter card, and it's really just because I'm trying to make this quickly because I need to move on to something else, but I just couldn't resist showing you this. So on one of these I've got the glue tab just folded back, and on the other one I've removed it. So what I'm going to do here is just put this glue tab down at the bottom. This one here will be down at the point, and I'm going to glue that on there, and as you can see I've already given that a little curve just at the top of this one. So this time the glue is going to go on here and right round like that. I'm going to hold that like that, and then the other one is going to come up here. When I turn that over, then I can put this piece on the top, and that covers all the glue tabs, and then I can add another piece onto here, and I'll have the back of the little bag as well. I've got another piece of this. I've actually got 2 of these again for this side, and you can see I've gone ahead and partially decorated that one, and I'm just going to pop this in here with glue. Again, you can put it underneath those glue tabs, or you can put it around the outside here, but it's probably better if you just put the corners down in first and then do the next part, and then you'll cut the other one and glue it directly on top, and that will sandwich the glue tabs in the center and make it really, really firm for you. I cut a strip of card which was the full length of an A4, so roughly 30 centimeters, and it's 2.5 centimeters wide, and then 2 centimeters wide of red glitter to go on top of that black card, and I just curved it over, and I've really just glued it in here and here, and that's the handle for my bag. And then I obviously just had to make a little tag to go along with it because that was in my mind too. Goodness me, I never meant to make all of this stuff whenever I started, but that's one of those combinations of die sets that there's just so much to do with. Now, I could have gone ahead and decorated the back, but I just don't have time because you should see the lovely stuff that's on my desk, and I've got to make some more nice things to let you see too. So let's just have a very, very quick recap, and hopefully you've enjoyed that. I really did have fun, as you can see. And those aren't colours that I normally use, but well, I suppose it's that time of year at the minute when I'm making it, but they're kind of Valentine-y things, and anyway, they're nice and bright. So there's my big 8x8 card, the beautiful box to go along with it, and that box is really, really gorgeous. The card and everything's really, really beautiful with it. When I say these things are gorgeous, I mean the die sets are gorgeous, not what I've done with them, but hopefully what I've done with them will inspire you to make something beautiful. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, I'm blowing the trumpet of whoever designed them. I've just made something nice with them. So we've got the card, the box, then the A6 card. I just love these. And then that other little card there, and the bag, and the little tag. You can let me know what your favourite is, and if you would be trying any of them. But don't forget that the box here can be made with this size of sides, from the other little die set, and then the floral and hexagon ones can be made taller with those as well. So you can interchange all of that. Now, that's me finished. Oh, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment. And my affiliate links to everything that I've used will be down below in the description. There'll be lots and lots of photos to follow this at the end of the video. And if you haven't already subscribed, well, I'd love you to think about doing that too and hit the notification bell. Keep in touch, come back and see more videos, and hopefully that'll not be too long. Oh, in the meantime, happy crafting. Bye bye.